mean to start the song over again. Hey, everybody, what's happening? It's a rare edition of a Saturday night thrifty business. How are you? How you doing? Boy, do we miss you guys. It's been over a week since we've done a show, and here we are live on Saturday nights. I want to thank everyone for tuning in who's here with us on a Saturday night, and I especially want to thank this incredible panel of guests down below me there, which we are going to get to in a second. So let me get right to the first segment of the show, and then we'll introduce everybody. Shall we do that? Sure. That sounds like a plan, Jay. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different mug, and I got to pair it up to my guests, and there's no better way to pair up to all these lovely people than to be drinking New Orleans rum, because that's where the party started. So I'm drinking a 3-year aged rum out of... Okay, now this is a rarity, people. I went on a 7-day vacation, and I bought 2 things. A long-sleeve shirt because it was cold, so that's not really a souvenir, and 1 tiki mug. When we came back into the United States, they said, what souvenirs did you buy in Mexico? And I'm like, nothing. I bought nothing. I did no shopping. It was so weird. But this is from a tiki bar in New Orleans called Tiki Tolteca. A bunch of us ended up there the night we were drinking. And what's cool about this mug is they were out of them. They had 2 displays. They weren't selling them. And somehow our good friend Debbie Weeder convinced them to sell one of them. And I looked at Stacy, my wife, and I said, go convince them to sell the other one, please. I want to take it home because they were getting a shipment this week.
Bummer. They wouldn't sell to Mom. Darn it. I should have asked. I didn't ask. I should have.
So cheers to everyone from the cruise and all the guest panel tonight. So let's go down the line, and we'll see who you are and what you're drinking. We'll start with my co-host this evening, Robin, my dear.
Hey, everybody. I'm doing fine. I am detoxing. I am doing agua.
All right. And then next, another frequent co-host, my mother, who's sitting in the kitchen that looks like it's supposed to match our shirts.
Yeah. I am babysitting my 2 granddaughters tonight. And so I'm not drinking. I am detoxing. Even at our Ohio meetup group today, I had no cocktails. I'm cocktailed out. So I'll pass. Hi, everybody.
All right. So I'm going to go down the line that I see them in. It won't make sense to the rest of the world, but it's the way I see them. Hello, Alan. How are you?
Hey, Jason. How's it going?
I am good.
Well, I have my souvenir carnival mug that I got.
Nice.
And I'm doing non-alcoholic tonight, so they serve lots of Coke Zero on the ship, so I got my Coke Zero in my carnival.
Beautiful. Andrew, you're next. How are you, buddy?
Doing good.
And do you have a cocktail?
I have to drive the night. I have to drive the night, so I'm drinking Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. All right. Next on my list is Kim. Hey, Kim, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What are you drinking tonight?
Water. Sparkling Mandarin water.
Hey, it matches the shirt. Nice. I love it.
Glass, see?
I love it.
So,
nice.
I'm feeling kind of fancy drinking my water.
No kidding. All right. Next up is Sharon.
Hello. I'm drinking out of my Secret Beach glass too.
Nice.
And what are you drinking?
I am drinking a vodka. Very little.
Liar.
Vodka.
Liar.
A little bit of lime.
Excellent. All right. Next is Sabrina and Kevin. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Hi, how you doing?
Everybody.
We do have a fun
drink for tonight.
Water. Everyone's talking to me. It feels here, of course. Kathleen, say something. No, we still don't hear you. What happened? All right, Kathleen, I'm going to have you work on this while we're doing the show. There's a gear at the top of your screen. Click on it. It'll give you options for your microphone. Switch it to default, and let's hope that fixes it. And it's me. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put all the guests, say goodbye. So in about 25 minutes, make sure your pants are on. You're not picking your nose. All right. And I'm going to start knocking everybody off here. And then Rob and I'll get right into it, shall we?
Right.
So, we were not here last week, but Robin had her store still open. And mine, I had some great sales right before we left. So let's get into our segments, shall we?
Yes, please.
Time for, we just lost somebody. Time for our scores of the week, where Robin and I share with you bolos. Be on the lookouts, things that you should be searching for so you can make good money too. Ladies first.
Okay, so this is a really cool. Oh, you got to respond to an offer.
I know, I see that. That's fun.
So if anybody knows what, from the 80s and 90s, lip smackers. So this is like the new thing. So the kids love these things. They're done after Disney characters now. So I found these, it's crazy, in my supermarket. It's called Bel Air here, but it's called other names in other states. So I paid like $3.99 a piece for these. So I picked them all up. I literally picked all of them up, and then I paired them up and, sold them for $24.56, and off they went to Oregon.
Nice.
And then this was kind of a fun jacket. This was a Klingon Star Trek. I am not a Trekkie. I am a Star Wars total geek. But Jimmy Boy found this, and he thought that we could get a pretty penny. We kind of went high on this because it was a big size. But we did take best offer after we did the 30% sale. But it was nice to get it out of here, and it went to a guy who really loves Star Trek. So I got a really nice little thank you from him.
And speaking of Star Trek, y'all just saw something I thrifted today that'll be on next week's thrift haul. That's pretty amazing, isn't it, Robin?
Yes, it's sweet. It's epic, you guys. So please tune in.
So for you Trekkies, tell your friends to tune in to Thrift Haul next week, because I got the most Trekkiest thing you've ever seen.
The most Trekkiest? Is that a new word, Jay? Okay, so stepping out of my comfort zone, I followed my best friend Kim's advice on some tins. So this actually was on a trip that all of us did. We were with Peggy, Regan, Jason, Kim, and I, and we were in this really great thrift place. I think, maybe it was Vegas. I can't remember, Jason. But anyway, I only paid 99 cents for this tin, and look what I got for it, plus shipping. So I'm really on the lookout for some serious tins now. So it seems like the more country scenes, or more where the bottom and the lid kind of match, seems to be selling more. So I haven't stepped into the realm of antiques yet, or vintage. But I will.
Cool. Oh, nice picture.
Okay, so everybody knows Teresa Cox, right? So she absolutely adores red. And when she stayed here to help me through some business stuff, and we went to eBay and we, palled around, she fell in love with these shoes. And so she said, Robin, if you do not sell these by the end of 2018, I will be your customer. But I sold them. Teresa, I sold them. I'm sorry, honey. So they went to, I think, Chicago, But yeah, so I was on cruise, and my Jimmy Boy packaged up these shoes very well. Tissue papered and everything. So the lady who got them just loved them. So
to Teresa, we say this.
Jimmy Boy.
Sorry, Teresa, not for you. All right. So here's my scores. Now you might think, hey, Jay, $20. How's that score? This was a free bag you got from Estee Lauder, made by Lily Pulitzer when you bought some Estee Lauder, makeup crap. And you find them quite often in the thrift stores. I usually pick them up for $2 or $3, usually not more than that. So I had two in this listing, and I've sold many others. So I can usually get like $20-22 for them, and they're soft and easy to roll up and ship away. So they always sell. I always pick them up. They're not going to make you rich, but they are going to just line your pockets. Next, I have CDs. I love to share my CDs. This is a gold CD, sealed. I did pay, I think, 25 or 34, but I sold it for 100 rather quickly. As you can see, I was asking $199.99. I was shooting for the moon, because you got to aim high and let it fly. Someone gave me a nice solid offer of $100, and I took it. So yes, you can sell $100 CDs in 2018. Now, most of you saw this from a thrift haul I did quite a while ago. It is a plush. A plush I sold for $110. That is epic. Hang on, let's talk to Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen.
Hey, is this working? Can you hear me?
That is working.
Okay.
Beautiful.
We got something.
So I know you're on your phone there, so I'm going to mute you. I cannot turn your camera off, so just enjoy the show.
All right.
All right, cool. So this was by Bill Reed. He's a famous artist who does Haida stuff, which is Canadian. This is a grizzly bear. And I realized that my title should have had Canadian in it, but doesn't matter. $110. I tell you, the weirdest thing, the plush section always makes you the biggest money. And
yeah, that was epic.
Bam! You saw this on a thrift haul. It is a vintage Levi's jacket with a giant Iron Maiden patch on the back. Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, AC/DC, other patches on the front and the sleeves. Bought it for $40. Kim and I were at a Buffalo Exchange. Paid $40 or $45 for it. Sold it for $250 in less than 2 months. So do not be afraid of Buffalo Exchange. You can source good stuff there. And we all sourced at one of them in New Orleans when we were there. All right, You've seen our scores. Now it's time for... It's time for our duds of the week, brought to you by Worth Point. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Okay, so it doesn't look like much of a dud, but I only sold it for $8. I mean, I did make money on it because Jim found it for 69 cents, but I really thought it would be like super cool, like $15, $18. So I only got 10 or 8 for it, and then they paid shipping, which is not the right price because I did FOMO this. So so yeah, so it was kind of a dud because I try to keep my stuff up to like $20, $30. So oh yeah. Okay, this is a want. Okay, I don't know Dillard's, and I guess it's a Nevada store. This was up in my sister's hometown of Reno, and I was in my little
Nevada store. It's a nationwide chain.
What? Is it really? Oh, I had no clue. See how clueless I am?
We're like, what?
I had no clue. See, learn something new. Okay, so this chain that I went to that doesn't have to have, that's not in California, I don't think, but okay. Anyway, I went to my honey hole and I found 4 boxes of this for I think $1.99 a piece, and I really thought they would go really well. Anyway, it didn't. It only went for $10. Plus, the lady paid shipping, which was really nice because these are super, super gentle, breakable. So I had to really, pack them up well. But anyway, $10. So I kind of made some money, kind of didn't.
All right, so here is my dud. Now, if you are in the thrifting board, I posted this as a little reminder. We get back from this cruise, I take my store for vacation, and boom, the first thing I sell is a Christmas CD. It is January, what the hell is it? January 26th. Who buys Christmas CDs? So, but Jay, why is it in the dud section? You sold a Christmas CD for $40 on Amazon. Here's the problem. I actually sold it already on eBay for $30 back in December 14th. Whoops! And there's my little note that says both. That tells me I have this rare CD listed on both Amazon and eBay, and somehow I missed deleting it off Amazon. So guess what? The $40 I sold the CD for just took a huge hit because I paid $50 for another one to be shipped to my customer. So that's your little tip. If you can find the products instead of taking a hit of canceling the transaction and, of course, bumming out a customer, if you can find the product, get it purchased, get it shipped to them. Don't forget to switch the address. So right now it is on its way to my customer.
Jason.
My wife wants to know how close Stockton is to you.
To me?
Yes, to you.
Probably about 45 minutes.
Okay, there's a Dillard's right there.
Oh, no, really?
Yes.
Oh, my God, Stacy. Now I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to get a Dutch Brothers, and I'm going to have to go to Dillard's.
But you're not alone. Someone in the chat's like, I never heard of Dillard's. All right.
Yay.
You've seen our scores. You've seen our scores. You've seen our duds. Now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty. Kind. Would you approach this man in a thrift store? I think not. I want to tell you 2 quick ones. They're kind of sweet and nice. The first one, you're going to think I'm going to be patting myself on the back, but wait for the punchline. As I was leaving Savers today, lady's like, can you give me a jump? I'm like, you got the cable? She's like, yeah, so sure. So I pulled my truck over to give her a jump and get her on her way. That's the nice part of the story. Here's where I throw myself under the bus. I am such a big girl. I own this big badass truck. I didn't know how to open my hood. Now, I knew how to pop it from inside, but when I went to reach underneath, I could not figure out where the latch was. So like a moron for 30 seconds, I'm like, Hold, please.
No, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's my thrifty encounter today. But the even more fun one was as we were getting on the ship. Now, this was a thrifty encounter kind of by proxy. It didn't happen directly to me, but as we were getting on the boat, we were all wearing our thrifting board shirts. And so one of the employees who wasn't on the boat, I don't think, they're one of the employees on the ground in New Orleans, said, "What's going on? What all these? I've seen all these T-shirts." And someone said, "Oh, we're in this thrifting groups with Jason T. Smith. He used to be on a TV show, and he recognized my name, and he said to whoever it was, 'I loved Thrift Hunters. Buy low, sell high.'" And so someone had a thrifting encounter with one of the fans of the show. So I thought that was super sweet. Yes, they did not teach me the latch in truck school, everybody. I'm glad you guys, us real girls know how to. Yeah, I know.
So did you figure it out?
Oh, yeah. It took me 30 seconds of peering in there. I'm like, oh, there's the latch. I couldn't find it.
Oh, Jason.
All right. Now it's time for our thrifty tips of the week, brought to you by stamps.com, postage on demand. These are little tips and tricks to help you while in the thrift store. Hey, run real quick to our bedroom.
Okay. So my tip is, you guys, when you get those damn clothes back from a thrifting store and they staple it to your item, it drives me crazy. So we try to pick it off or whatever. Anyway, don't do it, because this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Or what's going to happen is they've done it before and they restaple it back into the same hole. So I now use a staple remover. Sorry. I use it. It's part of my toolbox. And then I always check underneath the label, because you know what? If I've pulled on it, I know somebody else has pulled on it. So just always check.
All right. So I needed an actual visual aid. So thank you, Stacy, for running to get my visual aid. Overalls.
Okay.
We all know what overalls look like. I love buying overalls. They're good to flip, especially if you find big men's sizes, bears, and we discussed bears in a prior episode. Bears and overalls. But what is the most important component of the overall? Yes, it would be that.
Yes.
And that. That makes it an overall. So my thrifty tip is make sure you're really paying attention, because Seavers priced this pair of overalls that are missing that and that. Someone cut them off. Like that right now, that is just trash. That is not overalls anymore. You can't get them back.
Well, maybe you could save it as an outfit for Halloween, Jason.
Well, how would you wear them, Robin?
Well, you would just use the big safety pins, or
But
put
Robin,
if you were a monster.
Half of the strap. It's only this long. You can't do anything with this anymore.
Oh yeah, it's trash. Sorry to say. Boop, boop.
Yeah. So my tip is make sure you inspect all parts of things like that, because I was ready to throw in my cart and I looked at it. I go, wait a minute. These aren't even overalls anymore. They're just trash.
It's just an apron.
Now, Heather said you can buy replacement buckles, but Heather, half the strap is gone, and where the buckle was is cut out on both sides. They're both gone. Gone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a bummer. All right, next up. You have got to be shipping me, where Robin and I give you tips and tricks on how to ship better or things not to do. I'm going to go first on this one, Robin. Now, look, I talked about this when we had Eric Nash from stamps.com, but it is my shipping tip of the week. Our rates just went up. I heard there was a debacle while we were all at sea having fun with rates being all messed up, but it's all fixed now. The way I handle shipping rate changes is I don't handle it. I have 800 items. You've got to think, what's your time worth? If you stop and rejigger 800 items, it's going to take you a long time. If you just let them flow, yes, you're going to lose some money here and there, but are you going to lose so much that it was worth it to you to rejigger 800 items? Now, it might be. It never is to me. I just keep rolling on. Now, as I list starting tomorrow, I will change for the new rates, but I ain't going backwards. I want to save my time. I'll lose a buck here, a buck there, but I'd rather just keep listing stuff.
Right. Okay, so my shipping tip is to weigh and pack your items in your, like, for example, I'm going to use an example, is I had something that was fairly big and I didn't put it in a box to weigh it. So I guesstimated. And so I lost out. I lost out in the shipping. So for myself and other people who do the same thing, rush, 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 get the listings up, weigh and pack those odd items, put them away with the packing. This is how Teresa Cox taught me, and I should have been a good student, and I wasn't. But your clothes, if you kind of know, like I know Jay knows, like his jeans always go in a padded envelope, so he's kind of quick on the fly on the template. But on those weird ones, just pack them and weigh them first before, and then make sure your shipping's right so you don't lose out. Like
yeah, no kidding. Time for our eBay tips of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you out with your eBay business.
Okay, so I'm up. Okay, so again, Seller Hub girl here. So at the very bottom on would be your left. There's a thing where it says seller announcements. And this is where the tobacco that Jason's talking about. So for those of us who needed to catch up on eBay because we were on the high seas, I went here just to see what was going on. Of course, it had been fixed, but you can go to the next slide, Jay.
Yep.
Once you open up see all announcements, it opens up to the most current latest announcements. So you just kind of get the heads up. So you kind of always feel like you're in the loop with eBay, which I kind of like because I'm kind of like the nosy neighbor. I like to know what's going on.
All right. So here's my little tip. Now, it's based on our vacation too. Hey, Robin, there's a lot of sound coming from you, Robin, I think.
No, it's not me, honey.
You touching your desk? No one else is on. That's so weird. Oh, Alan's on. Hang on. Yeah, that was it. It was Alan. Alan, you little so-and-so. All right. So because I have no assistant right now, I had to put my store on vacation. And when people say, how do you do your store on vacation? I've had to do it 9 years. So I did it. But guess what? There was a problem coming out of it. I had my store out of vacation for over a day and I had no sales, which I thought was very odd. And I was running a sale. So I started looking up my listings and none of them were showing up. None of them. Now I'm in the concierge program. I called them right away. They took care of it, but they told me how I can take care of it. So I'm going to tell you all, if you ever come off a vacation and your stuff ain't there, here is the quick fix. Are you ready? Get your pens and papers ready. Here are my 801 listings right now. I'm going to click on edit, and you can only do 500 at a time. So I'm going to edit 1 through 500, and then I'll go back and edit. Oh, of course, something went wrong. Thanks, eBay. Trying to help show how to fix your mistakes. Let me refresh real quick. Oh, it's because I sold things since I had the screen open. That's why.
Oh, that's why I had to refresh.
Okay, so you select 1 through 500, and you're going to edit it. So they're going to bring it up. Ignore the screen because I was in the middle of trying this out earlier. So I was going to put the 500 listings to be edited. Okay. And you don't edit anything. You just click submit changes. You're not editing anything. And once you do that, it pushes it right back into eBay. It's a weird glitch. I don't know why it happens. It don't happen to everybody, but eBay did it for me and my stuff was there in 30 seconds.
Wow.
So always double check your items. Make sure they're actually showing up when you come off a vacation. Yes, I want to leave that page. I don't need to edit them anymore. All right. And now we are debuting a brand new segment called...
Ooh, that's lovely.
Where in the world? Now, Robin and I had talked about things we'd shipped worldwide, and we know a lot of people are still afraid to ship worldwide. So each week, Robin or whoever my guest host is that week are going to profile an item we shipped to a different country. Yay. So I will start, and this one kind of makes me laugh, and we talked about it before, and that's kind of how this segment got born. I shipped a Hawaiian shirt that was sold in Key West by a seller, me, in Las Vegas, Nevada, to Sao Paulo, Brazil. So somebody in Brazil needed a Key West Hawaiian shirt, so I thought that was pretty badass, and my shirt is on its way to Sao Paulo right now. And
nice.
Shirts are easy to ship because there's no packing materials involved. You just throw them in the same poly mailer. You would send them in domestically.
Yes. Okay, so mine was really kind of a fun one too. Look, my Swiffer 24 duster refill with a handle is on its way to Israel. Like, what? The Mossad needs to clean their apartments, I guess. I don't know. So that was fun. That was a fun one.
And that was kind of funny because you would think like Amazon or something would work, but you know, it's you. So you're their Amazon.
Right?
All right. Well, there we go. That was the segments. Now it's time for Shenanigans on the High Seas. Hello, panel. How is everybody?
Bye.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. So for those of you who is blowing me up over here. So for those of you who just tuned in, maybe someone showed me how to wear overalls without buckles.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Angelique. Too funny. So those of you tuned in, we just took the first Secret Beach cruise, and we went out of New Orleans to Mexico. Let me get Stacy in here since she was part of the cruise too, obviously. And so what I wanted to do tonight is bring on a panel of a variety of people. Some speakers are down here. I see a guest doggy showing up down there.
Oh, yeah. The biggest baby.
A parent is down below. And just some participants. So we wanted to talk about the cruise, and we're going to show a lot of fun and funny pictures, but also you should definitely go to events, whether it be the Secret Beach Cruise, Ecom Chicago, eBay Open. You meet a lot of great people. You really make friendships with the people you've only known online. You've only known their avatars. You've only known them as a little bunny, and you're like, oh, Andrew doesn't look like a little bunny. That's Andrew. And you know, you make friendships, you make business relationships, you solidify these friendships that you've had online. But now, once you've drank part of a 3-gallon hurricane together, man, we're all got the same germs. So you know, we're all one big happy family. So let me throw it to my mom first, because Mom and I have cruised together for a lot. I'm going to get the picture set up. So, Mom, what was your, overall thoughts of the cruise?
Yeah, well, for a first-time cruise of doing it in this magnitude, I thought it was phenomenal. First of all, meeting everyone that we only see names most of the time, and seeing some of them in person was the best. I just really cherished that part of the trip, just being with everyone. Secondly, I thought that the seminars, Jason, that you put together was terrific, because we learned so much besides having a great time and a lot of fun. I thought those were well presented. The speakers were great. Everything that you did along those lines, honey, couldn't have been better. So congratulations on your first endeavor. I thought it was phenomenal.
Thank you. So speaking of speakers, let's talk to one of the speakers. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Jason.
So Kim, I'm not gonna throw her under the bus, but Kim is not a big
Go ahead. Throw me under the bus.
No. Kim's not a big fan of speaking in public like I am. And she was nervous, but she did a great purse speech. For those of you in the Secret Beach, you're actually going to see it next month as a guest webinar, the Typhoon. But right away, people went thrifting and were finding bags and purses that you had just taught them about, like in 24 hours.
I know, that feels really good. That part of it I loved. The whole speaking part, I don't know.
But you had great content, as did everybody. And so Kim spoke. Robin didn't give a speech, but Robin did something way more important. Was her and Debbie did the icebreaker getting to know each other segment. And so I started the show off, and then we had this great, getting to know you. And it was a lot of fun. And from that, we realized in chatting with my team towards the end that we need to have a designated place for a kind of a cocktail party so we can mingle kind of pre-hand more in a bigger group. So we can really get to know each other. No, it worked out. We all spent a lot of time. So good job, Robin. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It was a blast to do. And it was amazing to see you guys work together to try to figure out who, what, and where. So it was fun. It was fun.
So yeah, Joyce said Kim did a fantastic job. Eric loves your adorable dog, Kim.
Oh.
So let's get right to the pictures. And whoa. I think that's you, Alan. Bringing that crazy reverb to us. Yeah, it did try to ship horn. So speaking of that, let's do this, shall we? Let's talk about. Oh wait, I'll save that for a second. All right, so my mom decided to surprise the heck out of me, and a few of us were hanging out at the Carousel Bar in New Orleans, and a short little old lady runs up to me and goes, "Hey!" And like I said, I know a lot of you just from your avatar. So in my brain, I'm going through the Rolodex of 60 people on this cruise and trying to figure out who it is. And then I realize it's my mom's sister, my Aunt Chris. And her husband Bob came in to surprise us from Alabama.
I finally surprised my kid. How about that?
And this is actually a picture of us. The bar was crowded, so we took over the lobby. We didn't ask permission. We just did. So we had our own little cocktail party in the lobby.
Hey.
But then we headed down Bourbon Street, and man, was it a cold night. But we end up finding this bar that was empty, and we took over. And the jukebox was one of those jukeboxes where you could play anything. So I was playing everything from like Clutch to Spice Girls. And man, were we having a blast. I know that some of this is fuzzy. That's how we were feeling at this point.
We hadn't even arrived yet, Robin.
I know. This is pre-Robin and Kim. Now that is Punky wearing the pink what do you call that?
Boa.
Scarfy thing. She is a riot. She's 65 years old. She's a blast. And she was supposed to be here tonight. She was having technical difficulties. So Punky, I'm going to get you on a show. You're going to be the only guest of that show. So we will get you on. Now, because we went out to New Orleans, my plan and thought was let's have a pre-party because, hey, man, it's New Orleans. And we're going to do the same thing when we do the next cruise. But there's a great tiki bar that couldn't accommodate all of us. So a few of us started there. So, hey, look, Kim and Robin finally showed up to the party. And we started at a tiki bar called Latitude 29. And if you can tell what's going on there, the accoutrement in your drink is insane. So that is a cherry, a cranberry hanging off a stem with an umbrella on top. And that is a peel of a pineapple in the drink.
That was cool.
I was enamored with that. And Robin was enamored with the bartender.
Go, Robin.
I haven't seen that.
The bartender who could be Zach Wilde's brother.
Absolutely. But hey, I got free stirs though. I mean, I had a plan, Jay. I had free stirs and free mermaid.
And a pink mermaid.
My bestie wanted a pink mermaid.
That's right.
There we go.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
That guy looks like he knows how to open the hood on his truck.
I gotta say, so let me pop Andrew up on the big screen here because let me tell you, Andrew is one of the funniest human beings on the face of the planet. He had us rolling the entire trip.
Yep.
Everybody loves a smartass.
So we headed over to Pat O'Brien's because they could handle all 50 of us. And what do you drink at Pat O'Brien's? You drink Hurricanes.
Hurricane.
So here we are. What am I holding?
Beignets.
Yes, we were having
The back of beignets. Cafe Limon.
The beignets that you did your LeBron impression with.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did my LeBron impression with powdered sugar. It's not the same effect as talcum powder, and everyone got sticky and mad. So I apologize. So, of course, when you're at Pat O'Brien's, you drink Hurricanes. And here we are having a good time. As you can see by Robin's tongue, we're starting to get red already. But when you read the menu and you're already drunk and you see they offer a 3-gallon Hurricane, yes, you must be the hostess with the mostest and buy a 3-gallon Hurricane that comes with a $75 deposit on the glass. And they ask you not to hold the glass. And you see how well I follow rules.
That was awesome. That was so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
So here we are. At this point, I've added a hat to my outfit for the day. And here we are going to town on the 3-gallon. And we only had 10 straws and 50 of us all drank. So let me tell you, we all have each other's cooties down here right now.
That's Big Daddy and my sister's husband. Oh,
there's our tongues. That's what Hurricanes do to you. And they said, don't hold the glass. I want every last drop. So I had to pick it up and show who is the biggest guy in the bar. All right. So let's talk cruising. So let me throw this to Kim and Robin because we are morons. This is a picture of us. Stacy and I had a suite, so we're on our balcony. We are leaving the port of New Orleans, sailing for the Gulf of Mexico. So we had a little pre-party, and our balcony only fit this many, so I couldn't have everybody. And so we stood, and we watched, and then my parents left, and then Bill and Debbie left, and then Kim, how long did we actually stand there before we realized we are never getting out of the Mississippi?
I think we were at like hour 2, and we thought the ocean should just be right ahead. Until
we thought it was the corners of the ocean.
Until we looked it up on Google Maps, and all of a sudden we realized we had probably another 3 hours going down the river.
Yeah. You were in the Mississippi for 5 hours. 5 hours. Stand on your balcony and wait for the Gulf.
I couldn't believe that either. It seems so close to getting into the Gulf on the map.
Yeah, that's what it will look like.
Oh yeah, if you can put some wheels on that boat and go over land, you're gonna get out there quick. But if you got to go down the channel,
yeah, we didn't realize that, so we kept waiting for the ocean.
So we did start the cruise with our Thrifting Board shirts. Thrifting Board represent, and of course, you could find us right at the bar as soon as we hit the deck and got on the ship. So those of us who wore the Thrifting Board shirts, we were immediately recognized on the boat as the crew to hang with, and so people wanted to party with us because we kept wearing matching shirts. Speaking of, and we're all wearing our shirts tonight, so I'm going to pop on down the list. Al, let's see your shirt there. Yoo-hoo! Andrew's got his on. Nice. Kim's got a dog in front of hers.
You know, she's just a big baby.
Sharon's got some lighting that makes her peachish right now.
Hey, Peg, you got your medal?
So.
I got my medal right here.
How about everybody in the chat try and guess what we got to do to get these medals?
Sharon, do you hear me?
I do.
Okay, cool. Because your lighting makes your shirt look very peachy, and you live in Atlanta, so it's kind of apropos. And then we got the duo here of Sabrina and Kevin. We're going to tell a fun Kevin story in a minute here. Let me preface it. Kevin cheats. All right. And Kathleen's got her shirt on in the bed. She's kind of very like boudoir right now. I like it.
I love it. And then wait. I think I got my name on the back of mine.
Yep. We got some of us got our names on the back. So this day we checked in. We had 2 lifeguards. We had Juanita and Joy checking everybody in. And thanks to Debbie and Bill who brought some props. We also took some fun photos. So that's my mom and dad. We made John Lawson wear cat ears. We were happy.
He's wearing cat ears.
And of course, I had to wear my hat. And when I got on the boat with this, everyone wanted to talk about my hat. So if you want to be center of attention, this is the kind of hat you need. You basically need to wear a Robin hat.
Yes.
So I gave. Let me ask everybody this question, and we'll go right down the panel. I'll shout out your name. I gave a tiki test based on the first 4 tiki webinars for the Secret Beach, and we gave out tons of prizes. So, Alan, what'd you think of the test, and how'd you do?
Well, I didn't do so well. I watched most of the episodes, and by the time the test came along, I got the very basic things confused. But it was fun though.
And Andrew, how'd you do?
Not so well, but you gave me a drink, and I knew Sears was the place to buy those paintings. That's the answer I'm the most proud of.
Kim, how'd you do, Miss? I'm going to get 100%.
I was in the bathroom. I was seasick.
Yeah, I know. So you know 100%.
So I didn't even turn mine in.
I know.
So I didn't do so well.
So Robin, you live in my house part time, and you're in the tiki world. How'd you do?
I got a prize. I was like number 6, I think.
You did pretty good.
Stacy could read unicorn to a point, and then she just said, "Screw it, that's wrong."
Get that red pen out.
And Sabrina, how'd you do?
Oh, I think I did the best. I probably did the worst, but I think I made bank.
Yeah, I decided to give a prize to the worst score. It's a good prize, and Sabrina didn't know that was happening, and she got a great book.
And I did. I started reading it,
and
I was so amazed at what I did not know and what I will find out.
And Kathleen, how'd you do?
I actually thought I did so badly I didn't turn it in, and then it turns out I did really well. So
I know.
I was kicking myself. I knew so much more than I thought I did, but it was tons of fun either way. It was great. But it was amazing how much knowledge I had absorbed and wasn't even aware.
So let's save the best for last. Sharon, how'd you do?
I did great. I am a great texter.
a score, and you won Trader Vic's wood sunglasses, bamboo sunglasses that are kick-ass.
I'm so excited about my sunglasses.
Good job. Now, I will tell you, because Secret Beach members, I'll probably end up giving you all the quiz at some point. But I will tell you, and don't give the answers now, panel. But I wore a shirt with sleeves, and I said, all right, here's the last question. It was not from the webinars. I have 2 rum logos tattooed on my body. What are they? And I watched 50 people go, oh, I'm normally wearing tank tops. You all know what's on my body by now. You've seen it 1,000 times. But it was a lot of fun.
You don't want to know Mom's score?
Oh, shoot. I missed you, Mom. Sorry. I want to read on the list. How'd you do? How'd you do, Mother, who has a full tiki house?
I know. I should have done better. But I did get 23 right out of, 38 or 35 or whatever your count was. I'm mad at myself on especially missing the Kahiki Bowl. Oh, whoops. I just gave an answer away.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
Whoops.
But it was a lot of fun. So yeah, this is a picture of me teaching the giving the test. John Lawson talked to us about how to use Facebook in your business. And man, I know people love that. And the greatest thing about all the speakers, so from Kim to Joy talking Jeans to my mom and dad talking to me to John, I saw a lot of you guys taking a ton of notes. So it really worked out the way I thought it would. I know I was hoping people get a good, content from it. And here we all are in our matching orange shirts. We took over the boat as one giant ray of sunshine.
Okay, so I have to say, Jason, we do look really badass with our orange shirts.
I know.
Together.
Well, they definitely stand out. You couldn't miss us.
No.
For sure.
No, definitely.
And thanks to Kim for helping put the shirts together and the bags, which,
No problem.
yeah, so if you look right between Sabrina and Kevin, there's the Secret Beach bags we gave everybody. And it has a logo on it, and it was able to throw your little beachy stuff in there. And, oh, yeah, Kathleen's got the bracelet on. We did Secret Beach bracelets, too.
Yep,
So.
got mine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey,
I told everyone to
Jason, do
wear
you
their
remember-
bracelets around the cruise ship when we're not wearing shirts because we can still know each other as we're still getting to learn each other.
Jason, do you remember when we were walking up the gangplank to get to the boat? And do you remember we all looked to the right? And who were we waving at? Because we could tell from his Saturday shirt.
Yeah, we could see up on the balcony in the distance, we could see a thrifting board member from the getting on the boat. It was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a cute picture.
Yeah. There's our winner.
Darling.
Now, what was cool was we put together, and Kim did this, right? You did that, Kim? We put together the Secret Beach door sign, and then you can kind of decorate it yourself. So Kim put the logo and the name in the Western Caribbean, and then I added all my stuff. Kim and Robin did their door, which you'll see in a minute. And then it was fun for me, especially, and for all of us, but for me, because, you know, you're my gang, walking down the hallways to see people's doors all decorated with the sign and extra goodies. So that was quite, that was Karen and Keith's room. That was quite fun just to be staggering around like, oh, look, Secret Beach members. So cool.
Did you ever figure out
Right.
who kept changing yours, Jason?
No. So we used magnets to put ours on, and people kept stealing the magnets and then changing the magnets and changing the placement on our stuff. I have no idea who was messing with my door.
And don't tell him.
No.
So I wanted to point something out on the boat. These are tiki mugs that are ripoffs of Sarah's. So these are Sarah's of Sarah's. And I didn't know that existed. This is possibly the worst tiki mugs of all time.
A ripoff of a horrible mug.
Yep. Then we watched football, and Debbie got a little cold, so she was warming up at the poolside.
The bracelets. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, the next day was, I'll talk about something real quick here. If you followed the news last week, you probably heard about the boat we were on. There was an unfortunate tragedy where a female passenger went overboard and found her.
I almost bought you some pearl earrings.
Mom, shh, I'm talking, Mom.
Gotta mute her, Jay.
Mom, what are you doing, Mom? I'm trying to talk about the woman who fell on the boat. Jeez.
Sorry. My daughter just
First
walked
time
in.
on the show.
You know, if my mom does a weekly YouTube show, she would understand these things. But apparently, so anyway, a woman fell overboard, and because of that, we had to stop our trajectory to where we were headed. And they sent, and it was at night, and they sent out the search crews and they circled our cruise ship for 12 hours looking for this poor woman, and awful tragedy. And so they changed our whole thing. So because we were spinning in circles, we weren't getting to where we were supposed to go. And we ended up having to cancel one of our ports, unfortunately. But the other end of that is we were able to stay overnight in Cozumel. So we could get off at nighttime and go party. And then we, of course, went back and slept. And then we got off at the day and went to the beach. So because of us kind of circling around all day, we had this warm, sunny day at sea. And so, of course, where do you go when you're on a cruise ship? You hit the Lido deck for stunning and funnin'. And so this is a bunch of us hanging out, getting some sun, having some cocktails. Now, speaking of cocktails, you got to make what's called deck cocktails. Sure, you can buy the Carnival Cruise cocktails, or you can sneak your own booze up, have your steward bring you a bucket of ice, grab some Diet Cokes, hand it off to Jay, and then you make cocktails in the corner by the lounge chair. So here's our gang all having our deck cocktails with a waiter photobombing us in the back. And then if you ever have a group of people, especially having fun having cocktails, what you do is you take your phone, open up the camera, put a 3-second timer on, set it down in the middle of the floor, and have everyone lean over, and then you take fun little shots like this. So there we are having our cocktails, and then just more shots of us enjoying it because this day was so warm.
It was beautiful that day.
It's kind of obscure, but right before we left, I thrifted a Mr. T tank top, and you know you need a Mr. T tank top for a cruise. And then I was taking a picture of Kim, and I didn't. It was so bright looking in the sun until I looked at it later. It's like Kim's got a ball of fire in her hand.
Yeah, that's a great
I've been known to have a ball of fire in my hand.
And then here's the remnants of deck cocktails. It's all over. Wah, wah, wah. And then here, Kim and Robin went above and beyond for their door sign.
They get an A+.
Man,
God, you guys.
Was that good? Oh, look at your face, Robin.
All right, so now let's talk Alan. Alan, what are you drinking here, buddy?
You know, at this point, I think I was drinking a little bit less. I had too much to drink the day before, so this was just coconut water, actually.
Wow.
Oh, just straight up coconut water. Huh?
Yeah, it was pretty good though.
He was Bill number 2 at the beach.
That's right.
So
Bill number 3.
Andrew was Bill number 3. The guy just could only learn one name apparently, so he just put numbers after our names.
Yeah, Stacy and I were number 1, and Robin and Kim were number 2, and they're like, "Can we just be Dose instead of number 2, please?"
Yeah, it sounds so much better just being Dose. Hey, Dose.
So we ended up at, what was that place called? Paradise Beach. It's $3 to get in. They ask you to spend at least $10 on food or booze, and that's it. If you want to play in the ocean, which I'll show some pictures in a second. And it was a fun day. Most of us, I think, were all you guys there, or not everyone? So
I think
Andrew was
everybody
there,
was
right?
there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was there.
Bill number 3.
Not Kathleen.
I went to Mr. Sancho's beach.
Oh, so how was Mr. Sancho?
Oh, okay.
Mr. Sancho's was amazing. Yeah, it was.
Now
great.
that was an all-inclusive where you paid $55, and it's just food and booze till you explode.
Yeah, we actually got the little romance package. So we had a private
Aw.
palapa, and we got couples massages
Nice.
outside.
Aw.
We had the all food, and it was a beautiful day. It was really nice.
And we know Sabrina and Kevin were there because we're about to tell a Kevin story in a second here. So,
Yeah.
and then here we are just all having lunch, having a good old time. And yes, when you're on cruise, you got to get boat drinks in the yard cup. Jeez, that's how they come. So having some Shenanigans cocktails. And oh, whose toes are these?
I think they're Sharon's, I think.
Those are my secret beach toes.
Those are your secret. Sharon had done her toes orange with the blue blob in the middle, just like the Secret Beach shirts. And he brought a book to read to the beach.
Until
Sure
Jason
did.
and Stacy and Robin and Kim showed up, and then the book went away.
No, not as sexy, but whose toes are these?
Those are my toes.
I always love doing this shot, and I never did this shot this trip, but it's a great shot too because you see all the little fun stuff out in the ocean there. Well, some of us decided to spend the $18 and head out there. That is Kim laying down on the far right. Obviously, sitting there, and Stacy starting to climb.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kim at the top and Stacy's sliding down.
That's a great shot.
Uh-huh.
It is.
And, all right, let me back. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let me back up here real quick.
Oh,
back up because I don't have a shot. Okay, see this mountain right here? Well, we thought we could climb it. No.
it's not.
Now you have to spend $18 to get a bracelet to do this stuff. There's one of us who did not spend the $18, said, screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. Hey, Kev.
Yeah, I cheated. I waited until the Nazi guy on the surfboard got on the other side and checked the wrist. And then I stood up the side and I was out of breath when I got up there. And then I dove. I thought I was going to do a real cool swan dive, but it didn't work. I dove, did a belly flop, and smashed my face. Everybody see it.
And I have it on video.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
Sounds like about $18 worth of karma there.
Yeah, I know, exactly. You know what? I figured that ocean belongs to everybody. And then
Kevin, how tall are you?
5'10".
Okay, that's what we figured out. 6'5", 5'1", and Kim, how tall are you?
5'5". Stretching
Too
it.
short and too tall to get up there. Kevin was like the right height to get up on it, and because we all tried, and we just finally said, screw it.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. I just could barely reach the handles to get up it, just the right size.
The girls couldn't reach the handles. I could, but when you got to throw your leg up, I was just too tall to get all my leg out of the water. I just couldn't do it. So,
So Kevin was up where the two boys
yeah.
are.
So Kevin was up where the two boys are, while Kim, Stacy, and I were down below, just going, "Jesus,
Dying.
can't do this." We were dying.
Dying. We were for sure dying.
And he was being cocky that made it up there and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then I built
Now, at the bar, they had two parents that pretty much run the bar. They don't have to stay on their perch. They walk on the bar. They dig through the trash. They are all over the place. So I did a little artsy photo with them. Took a shot beneath them, jazzed up the colors a little bit, had a little bit of fun with that. And then I
Frank
think
and
there was
Pedro.
a heavy-duty discussion. Sharon, do you remember what you and Kim were talking about here?
Yeah.
Kids.
When's the next
Kids.
cocktail coming? We were actually talking about kids.
Oh,
And was it a good discussion, Sharon, or was it like, oh, kids?
I can't see the picture very well.
Oh, click on the picture. Click on it.
I click on it.
Yep. And it'll be big.
Oh, I don't really know what I'm saying, but I'm sure it was entertaining. I don't really know.
It was.
I might have had a couple of yard cocktails at that point.
And we were waiting for more.
So here we are at a nice dinner table. Andrew and Alan are in the background there. So what was on the menu this night, guys? Do you remember?
Boy, trying to think what was. This was definitely not the formal night.
No, I think this might have been the last night because Heather's got her hair braided already, or the second to last night.
Yeah, I think I had prime rib.
It's the next last
It was
night.
really good.
I enjoyed the escargot. It was always one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, the food overall.
Oh no!
I love that picture.
I love that.
Oh,
I
other
took
than
that
her
picture.
face.
Or is that that bright?
Isn't
I
it a
know.
good
You did
picture?
right.
I did good.
Yeah.
You did.
So that one was a lot order, but then we had a formal night. Actually, it's backing up. So, oh, Sabrina, look how pretty you look.
good picture.
So while I got Sabrina and Kevin up. Have you cruised before, guys?
We've been on a couple. We did the 3-day, I think, on California coast. Excuse my voice. I didn't come back with one. And then we had a 7-day cruise down the West Coast,
Yeah, so this is our third.
the Mexican Riviera.
Yeah, that's a nice one. We've done that.
So is this your first cruise with a purpose? And what I mean, like they have New Kids on the Block cruises. This was a Secret Beach cruise. Was this your
Yeah.
first one like that?
No, those were both just pleasure that we went on before, but this was one with a purpose. And I'm so glad we went because, we had a plethora of knowledge given to us on both those days. And I appreciated the purses. I appreciated the Levi's because I don't really sell purses, but now I know what to look for. I do like to look for Levi's here because Bakersfield is a cowboy town, I guess. And so we have a lot of different denim. So I appreciated that. But what I really appreciated too was the retiree, because I'm looking forward, when Kevin retires, to get him going in on this full bore with me.
So that was my next question to Kevin. Kevin, you don't do this right now. You're not a thrifter. You're not an eBayer, right?
No, I'm not. But what I enjoy doing with Sabrina is going to the estate sales and garage sales on weekends.
Oh, that's the best part.
As far as the eBay, the stuff she does, I just, I'm not into that. But I kind of got hooked on it with, especially the first day with John Lawson with his, his bit about Amazon and everything. When he got up to speak and everything, I thought, man, this is an attorney or something. The way he broke everything down was really neat. And then the purses by Kim, I thought that was interesting. I'm going to start looking for purses and stuff, but I'm going to get a little bit more involved. And I want to add to how everybody got along. And Jason, how you and your girls and Stacy, how you guys put this together. Once we got on a ship, you didn't just leave everybody hanging. You kept in touch with everybody. I mean, you were the driver of the boat, but Stacy was the rudder on this thing. You kept everything going.
Yay, Stacy.
But we really appreciated it.
Oh, I'm so glad you came. All right, so here we are. This was the formal night, and on Carnival, formal to some people means they're better sweatpants. and case in point, look how nice everybody is. Lawson is in his best sweat and as he said, he was clean. So, and you can see the sweats a little better in this shot. Look how nice there. And we were in the bar area before we head off dinner. Oh, look at the girls there, all pretty. And my mom in the festive mood for the Mardi Gras party.
I remember that, Peggy.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I was going to show a picture, but it kept disappearing, and I don't think it's there. Okay, so we got off in Cozumel. We took a group to Margaritaville for dinner and drinks, and then those of us who had stamina to keep going caught a cab over to Senior Frogs.
Frogs.
Andrew renamed it Senior Frogs because we sat under the fog machine, and that's why this picture looks fuzzy. But as you can tell by this picture and this picture, we all just got on Wi-Fi, so we are just going to town, checking our messages and our email stuff.
That's terrible.
Oh, that's good.
But you forgot to say, Jason, there was only one chick that was dancing the whole night, and it was me.
And we were having fun. Balloon animals, and oh my goch. Yeah, this is the end of a long night of drinking. And then there had this huge Adirondack chair outside of Margaritaville.
God, you guys look tiny.
Take a picture on the way back to the boat. And then there's mom and dad of the giant margarita. Now, here's what was a little weird. We weren't supposed to be there that night because of our tragedy. So a lot of businesses that are right there when you get off were closed, not expecting us. Margaritaville, unfortunately for them, happened to be open, and they had a staff if they had 20 customers. Well, there were 20 customers, and then our cruise ship let off. And that place got just murdered. It was insane. They were calling people back from work because they had a small staff, and also they had the party staff on. And so they made the most money they've ever made on like a Monday night. I am sure of that. And then let's talk. There's my medal.
Look at Stacy.
Hang on, where's my medal? So, if you've never been on a cruise, there are a lot of fun and shenanigans, all kinds of. We played trivia, we sang, we had a blast. And this night, it was the battle of the sexes. And they asked for a male captain and a female captain. Robin was up there in an instant. And before I keep my hand up, this other guy ran up there. Luckily, he stunk so bad, they fired him. And I ran right up there. And I took over. By the time I got up there, we were in the hole 3-zip, boys. We were hurting. But as your
Yeah,
fearless
but you-
leader,
you-
I took you to the promised land, didn't I?
Whatever. Knock it off. Knock it off. I got voted on, Jay. I got voted on.
From the boy who doesn't know how to open his hood. You really want it for the girls.
Now,
you really did.
let me
You really
up
did.
against. We're down 3-zip, and see the guy in the blue shirt next. There was a point where there was 4 guys on stage. We got 4 letters, POTS, and they would shout out a word, and we had to rearrange ourselves. And the guy in the blue got the O, and he goes, "I got the 0." I go, "No, dipshit, you got the O." We're not doing binary coding. We're doing spelling words, ding-a-ling.
So we had to move around him. We had to leave him in place, and we had to form our words around
Yes,
him.
he never moved.
You just stand here.
So here's Robin, kind of like, I don't know if I know the answer. And then the final competition was all 8 people. Every time the host put the mic in your mouth, you had to sing a song, and you had to be ready, no pauses. And it ended up me and Debbie for the finale. We went head to head.
Debbie hung in there really well.
Oh.
She did. But I started just going through Spice Girl albums and Prince albums, and you can't stop me. I could sing forever.
She's doing pretty well with Christmas songs and
She
church
did.
songs.
Yep. And so here I am winning. And then here's a great picture.
Ships on a stick.
Rob and I both won the champagne and a ship on a stick. Now, this picture's a little fuzzy.
Oh yeah, this is great.
And I wanted to point this out because it was quite odd. We were sitting in the karaoke bar drinking, and it was quite odd that Robin and Kim ordered a martini and it came in a wine glass. So that was quite odd. What was odder, Kim, I'll let you finish the story. You got 3 olives and a martini.
3 olives. I asked for a dirty martini, extra dirty, and it arrived. And I thought, that wine glass, okay. Robin takes a sip and goes, "I don't know, Kim, you taste it." I took my sip and went, "It's white wine. It's like a dirty white wine." Sharon, I thought of you.
Oh my God.
Holy
You're in the wrong bar.
Oh, it was terrible. It was so bad.
Yeah. So yeah, you know those white wine dirty martinis are so yummy.
Oh, and then you drink it, you can't get the taste out of your mouth. This is terrible.
So if you've never been on a cruise, they take your towels and they make little animals. This was a monkey. We never got a monkey. This was Kim and Robin's room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Little monkey.
We got monkey.
We got a nice.
And I asked Punky to send me her 3 favorite photos. So photo 1 was a collection of cocktails.
Nice. I love Punky.
Photo 2 was winning at video poker. And photo 3 were the mermaids in the buffet. Not even a picture of Punky.
Someone got the mermaids.
That is great.
Oh, she did send me this one too. This is a great shot from Margaritaville of all the cruise ships. That's our cruise ship in the front.
Postcard.
We were the first in and the last out.
And then a bunch of us hit New Orleans after the cruise, and we ended up at a really shithole dive bar called Ant Tiki's. And this is a statue of, it's hard to tell, but it's a demon holding Medusa's head hanging off the wall.
It was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
It was spooky.
They have bathrooms that are called whatever bathrooms. So whatever sex you are, you go in, and they don't have locks.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, so I walked in on somebody that I didn't know.
All right, so that's just encompassing the cruise. I'm gonna go down the line and let everyone. What are you laughing at?
Punky's got it right there.
Punky's calling herself weird. So, Alan, let's start with you. Have you cruised before?
Yeah, I figured this was my 11th cruise actually.
And when's your 12th cruise, Alan?
It's actually happening in March over spring break.
55
Mexican Riviera.
So tell us, what'd you think?
It was awesome. It exceeded expectations. The stuff I learned, but most importantly was the friendships and relationships that I built. I feel like I have lifetime friends from this cruise. It was amazing.
Oh,
yeah, wonderful, just wonderful.
Yeah, I like everyone on the panel except for one. Figure out which one I don't like. All right. Andrew, tell us about your experience on the cruise.
That was great. This is my first cruise. It's not something I ever thought, hey, let's do, a cruise, because it's, you know, it's kind of got that stigma still of like old people go on cruises. But
Hey, now watch that.
I'm just saying, that's that thing. But there was basically every age on that ship, and it was a nice mix, and there was plenty of things to do, and I can definitely see myself going on another one, especially since I still got 20% credit.
That's right.
But yeah, it was fun. I mean, hats off to everybody involved with putting this together. The presentations were great. Meeting up with the other members of the Secret Beach was great, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
Let me throw it right here in my office. Stace.
So I may be stepping on your toes, and I don't know if during the seminars I should have learned more or less than the rest of you, because I'm kind of like Kevin. I'm on the periphery. However, if I find a jean skirt or a purse before any of you, you get your card revoked. But I thought it was great. I mean, what everyone said too, it's actually meeting people. It's always a little weird for me when people know who I am and I don't know who they are. So it was actually really cool to meet a small group, a smaller group of the gang that to put a face with a name and to hang out and be social and lose my voice with. So.
Which is still gone. So
yeah.
And thank you for all the help and the hard work behind the scenes. Yes. And I'll go to the next person who helped behind the scenes, and that's Kim. So what'd you think, Kim? Have you cruised before?
No, this is my first cruise, so I didn't know what to expect.
And bonus, first time to New Orleans too.
Yeah, first time to New Orleans, first cruise. Couldn't have been with a better group of people.
Aww.
And for putting it together in such a last minute, the turnout was so amazing, and it was great to meet those that you only see in a little picture. So it was really fun.
So, thank you for all your help, and thank you for
my pleasure.
All the behind the scenes help out, and for speaking. And I know that's not your forte, but you did great. And man, people talked about the purses the most. Ain't no one even talk about my garage sales. It's talking about your damn purses.
That was good.
Thank you.
Sharon, you are one of the lives of the party. I got to tell you, girl.
Oh, my gosh.
I was what?
I said, you're one of the lives of the party this whole cruise.
Oh, gosh.
You're like a little spitball fire. You're like, I'm gonna have fun, too. You're like a small version of me.
Oh, my gosh.
That is a compliment.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Well, thanks, I think.
So have you cruised before?
Yes, yeah. I think this is probably my 8th cruise. But It was so fun. My husband couldn't go with me, and so I just decided I was not missing this. I just wasn't. I was going to go by myself, and even if I sat on deck and read a book the whole time, which I didn't, I was not missing this, and I'm so glad I didn't. I learned so much from everyone. I'm just a hobby seller, but it was so fun to form relationships. I'm very relationship driven, and just to be able to have real relationships by the end of this cruise. And that's one of the things. I know this is going out to everybody, but give a little plug for the Secret Beach. That's probably my favorite part about the Secret Beach is that it's not sure, it's about growing your business and tips and how to take it to the next level, but it's so much more than that. It's this nice, wonderful, safe environment. Really get to know each other. And Jason, it's not about just your business goals, it's your personal goals. And I think this cruise just encapsulated that, because there was some business, of course, that went on, and and there were business conversations at dinner. It kind of would turn to, what do you sell? What do you do? And tips and tricks would come out of that. But my absolute favorite thing was just, I feel like I came off the ship with a whole ton of new friends, and, and I'm going to Sacramento, and I'm going to LA, and I'm going back to Las Vegas.
Oh, I hate to break it to you. You're the one on the panel I don't like, so I hate to break it to you.
I knew it. I knew it was me.
Just kidding. All right, Kathleen, tell us about your experience on the cruise, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I've been on a few cruises before. This was the first sort of what you said, like purpose-driven cruise, and I was blown away by the content. I thought I knew a lot about purses as a woman who enjoys handbags, and I never heard of a single one of the brands. I learned so much. And like Sharon said, the relationships, and it can be really isolating when you work at home and you're alone, and just getting the opportunity to get out there and deepen those friendships, and it was incredible, and have fun while we're doing it. It's amazing.
And somebody had a birthday on the boat.
Yes, I had a birthday on the boat. There were 3 other people who had birthdays on the boat.
Alan was one of them.
Everybody, you really made sure that we all felt special and enjoyed ourselves, and I really appreciated that. And my son wanted to share his art.
You bought something very specific in Cozumel.
Yeah, go ahead and show Cupcake. He's got him. He's standing by over here on the side. Hold on.
Dog was cute. This win.
That is so cute.
Got a tiny little sombrero for a hamster.
So cute.
That is awesome.
I love it.
So cute.
That is awesome.
That's great.
And we're definitely all in for the next time, and we just came home so motivated to take everything to the next level. Get out there and go thrifting and all the new things that we learned about, and it was just so motivating.
You're covering your microphone.
Yeah, somehow her mic's, but she said she came home so motivated. She's all in for next time for sure. Heck
Exactly. And motivated to get out there and find all those good things we learned about.
Sweet. All right, Sabrina and Kevin, you guys are up. Did you have fun?
I had a blast. Although I couldn't really do a lot since I had surgery last month, I had the best time watching everybody else have fun. And I just, I can't wait for the next one.
Awesome.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Everybody's so kind and nice and friendly. We didn't get to associate with some people like we should have. It's not because we're stuck up. We just didn't get around to doing it.
You were stuck up.
That's why we need a 7-day cruise next time.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it.
Before I get to the last two on the panel here, the one thing that's really cool, and I don't know this show yet, was having crazy feedback, is when you go with a group, no matter if it's a purpose-driven like the Secret Beach, or if you're just taking friends and family, no matter, you plan some stuff. Like we had planned all to go to Margaritaville, then whoa. I don't know where that's coming from. Nope.
It's Cupcake.
All right, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay. No matter where you go when you don't plan something, someone's there. So at one point it was 3 p.m. I needed soft serve really bad. And then there's John Lawson just had me stand at the soft serve at the right time. And you need pizza at 2 a.m. And there's a couple of your buddies that pizza. You're getting a drink. You're throwing up in the toilet because you're seasick. One of your buddies is next in the next stall. No matter where you went, you bumped into a friend or part of the group. And that's what's really fun about cruising in big groups. Stacey and I did it the first time with like 44. And that's when I realized no matter where you went, someone's there. You show up at the casino, someone's there. So that's what's fun about going in a group. So Robin, thank you for the help with everything. Thank you for the icebreaker game. Thanks for always helping get things set up and torn down. And was this your first cruise?
No, this is my 4th cruise.
And what'd you think?
Definitely on a smaller boat for sure. First of all, it was the first time with Kim and I together on a cruise, so I had a lot of firsts. I will tell you, everybody, Robin actually went on her first water slide ever, 47, and never been on a water slide. So I got to do it with the 3 people in my life who I consider my best friends, and that was Epic. I think for me, I think the best part of the trip really was just hearing their stories. You know me, Jason, Kim, and Stacy. I'm the kind of person who likes to get in people's grills, and somehow I must have a face that looks safe, and I find out their stories, and it was truly amazing. And I just can't thank you guys all enough. You guys really, truly bring the best out of me, and really glad you guys are in my world, because the Secret Beach has really turned out to be this safe island. It's awesome. I love going into the Secret Beach to hear about the successes and our failures, which they're not really failures, right? You just pick up yourself and move on. The classes were amazing. John Lawson, if you guys ever get the chance to talk to John Lawson, he is truly the most amazing human being, not only just professionally, but as a friend. He's really epic. Great. And we did some thrifting, so that was kind of fun. We took what we learned. That was fun. The food. You know, all I'm going to say is there's like a couple places where I really enjoyed, which was the pizza and the Guy Fieri fries. I'm just saying, just saying. But New Orleans, my God, the food was bomb.
So real quick before we get to my mom, we all, speaking of thrifting, we beach thrifted. So I brought this home. Being a piece of coral. Stacy's got a little piece of shell. Kim's got some stuff.
I've got lots of little shells.
Yep. So we were beach thrifted. Who else has got some stuff there? Anybody else?
And your heart rock. Isn't that yours, Robin?
Yeah, that's mine.
I'm gonna put it. We're gonna make jewelry
or something.
I'm assuming Kevin stole some shells because he don't pay for nothing.
I got one of those parrots he brought home. Parrot on the way out.
So last but not least, my mom. Mom, thanks for you and Dad being part of the event, for speaking, for helping set up, helping tear down. It's always great to have you guys around. Although I know Dad's moving slower nowadays as you guys get older. I think Dad still had a great time, didn't he?
He did. He really did. Happy to say that. I took a little much of walking because he had a bum leg, and that got kind of tough towards the end. But the most important thing for Mom is all the relationships. I know it's hard for me to talk, but meeting all of you is just wonderful. Being with my family, having my kid's sister come over, and the relationships at my age is the most important. And I loved it. I can't wait till next year.
Yes, next year.
Oh, I hate when she does this.
Oh, now I guess Sabrina crying.
I know.
My mom's going on another cruise next month.
Yeah, my mom's going before you, Alan. My mom's back in February. Like, you guys don't mess around.
This is an all-girl cruise with my sisters and my nieces and some friends, so it'll be a little bit different.
So I finally got the picture back up that I wanted to show earlier. In case you guys haven't seen this ridiculousness, this is from 20-some years ago. My hair is orange. I am wearing a hip pack, a chain on my belt, and I have a yard drink, and I have a puka shell necklace. So we kind of try to recreate it. I did not have a hip pack or a chain on my wallet. The ridiculousness of us getting back on our little tiny ship next to the giant ship next to us. Our ship had one little tiny slide. The other ship had like 47 water slides.
Oh my God.
They had like a water park. So we are definitely probably looking at doing a 7-dayer. And here's why. I know some people like the 5, but with 7 days, we have a little more time at sea. We're going to be able to do classes, have 3 stops to get off. And you have more time to, I finally made like a bunch of us go to a comedy show on the last night because we were so busy, like just drinking and carousing and eating late. And we were going to trivia and stuff, but we didn't make it to any shows, So like Kim's on her first cruise and I'm like, well, shoot, we got to go to a show at least once. And we saw a great comedian. So we lucked out to end the cruise on a funny ass comedian. It was epic. So I want to thank my panel for sure for being on tonight. All of you and all of you watching and everybody in the Secret Beach. I want to thank you guys for making this first cruise amazeballs. It was incredible. And for those of you who are not in the Secret Beach, it will be open again in about a month and a half. So if you've been waiting to get in, be ready. It's going to be open again. As some of the panel had said, it's not just about learning what you get. A ton of that in the Secret Beach. I got home from a cruise, and I did a webinar last night. I'm doing a guest webinar on Tuesday. So there is always content being added to the Secret Beach. And when you join it, you can go back and check out all the content from day one. So I've got 14 webinars in there. There's 14 guest webinars. There's bonus shows, how-to videos, and we do fun stuff. We had the Secret Beach Bash party last summer in Vegas, and now our first cruise. And I can see other fun events coming up. And so now we are all going to end with the same word, which we know what the word is. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and then we're all going to say it. Are we all ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. There'll be a thrift call next week, and there will be another Thrifty Business on Thursday, back to our normal day and time. Got a great guest, my friend Gwen, from the e-commerce event I am speaking at in Kansas City, Missouri. So you'll hear all about that. So we'll see you guys all next week. Thanks. Have a great evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.